Welcome to the Greener Gifting Gang podcast, the show that delves into the reasons we love to choose, wrap, and share gifts with each other. Hi, I'm your host, Eve Kale, founder of Gift Wrapped by Eve, and I'm on a mission to help you experience the joy of gift giving while also considering the planet. Each episode, I'll be sharing ideas or interviewing guests who will help inspire your choice of gifts and how you present them. Whether that's for your own gifts or products you create or sell in your small business, we'll help you consider how to make small changes that can help your gifting be a little greener. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Greener Gifting Gang podcast and welcome to another episode. And I have got Gill with me here today, and we're going to be talking all things gifting and how to consider different needs when it comes to choosing gifts. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really interesting conversation. So, Gill, could you start by introducing yourself to the listeners for us?
Really, it's lovely to be here. Yeah, I'm Gill Sealey. I am the founder of Neurospicy Hub, where I support neurodivergent parents, families, business owners to kind of live life the way that works for them rather than the way that somehow we are told we should be working. I'm also a mum. I've got a very nearly 20-year-old, which is kind of terrifying how that happened. But anyway, and I run a craft business myself. So I have a product business as well. Yeah, busy, but yeah, all very good.
Fantastic. So I was really excited when you got in touch and you said, I'd love to come on the show and I'd love to talk about it. Gifts in this way, because I just thought, what a great idea to talk about how gifting can be sometimes a bit of a challenging thing. And we've talked on the podcast before about the pressure that comes with wanting to choose the right gifts, and sometimes we've talked about it in terms of inspiration and ideas and things like that. But yeah, you were interested in talking about it from a different angle. Do you want to tell us a bit more, and then we'll get into
Yeah, sure. My background, I guess, is that my daughter is ADHD and autistic, and I'm late diagnosed ADHD myself. So I'm kind of coming from that angle, I suppose. But I find it really interesting that the whole gifting, I don't know, community, if you like, the whole culture that's built around it is actually quite pressured. And yes, we all know that birthdays and Christmases, you want to give people something, you want to acknowledge those, and it's lovely. And I'm a huge fan of Christmas. I absolutely love Christmas. I'm awake at 5:30 in the morning, kind of waiting for everybody else to wake up kind of person at Christmas. But in terms of presents and gifting presents, it can be a massive problem for neurodiverse people because the pressure that's on is huge, and it's something that I've seen in my family from a very young age. When Lou was very small, she loved the idea of Christmas, but then when it came, it was all a bit much, it was all a bit overwhelming. And then as she got older, she wanted to join in and get things for people and make it, but she wanted it to be right. It had to be the right present, it had to be something that would be perfect for that person. And the pressure, even from a quite young age, that she put on herself was huge. We kind of talked about that a lot when she was little. She's got a lot of friends, especially now. She's 19, she's 20 in a couple of weeks, and we have a lot of neurodiverse teenagers constantly in the house, which I love. But I've talked about it with them as well, and they all find the same thing, that if they have a birthday coming up or something coming up, that becomes either a massive thing in their head, so that that's all they can think about, and they go out and they're constantly looking and they need to get something for mum or grandma or auntie or whoever it is, or a friend even. Or they completely blank it and it's just there's nothing, and they just think, no, can't do it, and it shuts off. So for years, my hubby and I basically said we don't expect birthday presents. We're not expecting birthday present, we're not expecting Christmas present. If we get a cuddle, if we get a cake, that's great because she's a great baker. So if she made a cake, other than that, that was fine, and just took the pressure off completely. And I think it's just something to be really aware of, that there are people, especially when, like, because I still go out to craft fairs and things, which is where I love to buy presents because there's so many exciting things, so many different things, and you're supporting all people who are making their own things. I mean,
Yeah.
those are the best presents. We know that. I'm talking to the converted, so that's easy.
Yeah.
But when you're selling, I think keeping in your head that there are people who are there who are probably panicked and thinking, I've really got to find something. I've got to find something for mum. I've got to find something for somebody. And just being aware of that. And if you sell something that is perfect for Mothering Sunday, say, and it's, I don't know, it's crocheted flowers, let's just pick something, then put on it, easy, perfect gift for Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And someone will walk past it and think, that's an easy, perfect gift for Mother's Day. Great, hallelujah. And
Yeah.
that's all it takes. It's just something as small as that can make such a massive difference.
Okay, so the signposting is helpful as opposed to adding extra pressure. Because I was going to ask you, where do you think that this pressure can come from? And do you think that it's a pressure that's grown in more recent years, or do you think people have always felt this pressure?
I think it's always been there a little, but I think it has grown because, of course, yeah, it's scratch record a little bit, isn't it? But the whole social media thing, you only see the perfect bits, don't you? Our kids especially, but also as adults, I feel the same. And if I see something for somebody and I think that's perfect, I'll just get it. We have happy day presents in our house. So
Love that.
I
Tell us
bought
more about that.
yeah, I bought my daughter's boyfriend a pair of socks last week because I saw them. I know all his socks have got holes in, and he's a big climber. And there were a pair of socks with climbers on. And I just saw them and thought, perfect. It's his birthday in 3 weeks. He got them on Sunday. There's no way I'm keeping them for 3 weeks because I'm too excited to give them to him.
Yeah.
But it's that, and that was just a happy Sunday present. So I think, yeah, that pressure now, people will put online or put photos, oh, I got this amazing thing. Oh, this happened. Isn't this wonderful? And kids especially just assume that that's the norm, that that's what they have to live up to, that everybody else in the world is capable of going out and getting the perfect thing.
I
And
mean,
it's not true.
I would agree that I think social media has definitely added to that because, obviously before we could take photos of everything and we could post them everywhere, you didn't know what other people's
Yeah.
trees with their gifts looked like. You didn't know. People now will often take photos of the birthday gifts with the balloon or whatever, and balloons and everything laid out the night before for a birthday as well. And as you say, we're seeing all of the good bits.
Absolutely.
We're seeing all of the perfection, the highlights reel or whatever, than actually the stress leading up, potentially leading up to that point where it all looks perfect, ready to be unwrapped. So I think you're right. I think social media has meant that we know more, or we think
Yes.
we think we do.
We think we know more.
I mean, obviously it's not just for gifting; it's for lots of other things too. We were blissfully unaware before social media what other people were doing, and it was really nice.
Completely agree with you. On the other hand, I have to kind of balance that a little bit because then there are people like you who come on and go, look, if you've got a football that you want to wrap, this is how you do it. So people who are at home panicking, thinking, oh my life, how the hell do I wrap a football and make it look like a decent present, can now do that. So there is that kind of side to it as well. I should balance it out.
That is true. Thank you. There's lots of helpful things about being online, aren't there? But I think it's important to switch off the things that make you feel that pressure, isn't it? I do that myself. I won't follow anybody that makes me feel
Absolutely.
like I'm not doing a good job, basically. Yeah. Okay. What kind of strategies have you used to help with this? So you've talked about reducing the pressure and saying to your daughter that you don't expect things.
Yeah. I always, if it's things like family birthdays, like grandparents and that kind of thing. Now that she's older, I think once she probably got to kind of 14, 15, I made sure I told her a month before, and then I told her a fortnight before, and then I told her 2 days before, and kind of kept just reminding, not in a you've got to do something, but a card would be nice. And you can do a card. Card's easy, even if it's just a folded over card that you've done yourself. I mean, actually, that, especially when they're little, that's the best thing you can get, isn't it? Is something that they've drawn themselves. So that's really good. We also have friends. We've got 2 sets of friends that we have the same. Their daughter is also ADHD and is probably 5, 6 years younger than Lou, and went through a real panic at Christmas about the fact that she didn't want to open the presents and she was really, really nervous. And Father Christmas coming in the house, she didn't like the idea of Santa coming in the house. So it became a massive thing, any kind of presents from then on, and gifting became a big thing for her. And so we started it with them and we've done it with other friends as well. We bought one, one of those really big birthday cards or Christmas cards that you get, the really ostentatious, hideous, massive things that are like A4. We bought one of those and we've been sending the same card backwards and forwards for birthdays for probably about 5 years now. So whoever's birthday is next, you just write again underneath the card, stick it in the envelope and send it. And it's become a real fun thing. And now that they've got a bit older and that pressure's been taken off of, okay, I'm sending something, they quite often slip something inside. So it could just be a joke written on a card, or it could be a little lose an artist. So she could just doodle a cartoon or something and put that in. But lots of little things have now gone into the card because the pressure's come off. So that kind of thing.
The pressure's off, and also the consistency of it being the same. Is that how?
Definitely. Yeah, you don't have to think because you know it's there, it's sorted, it's done. No one's going to expect it to be anything more. That's the other thing. The expectation isn't, no one's going to receive your gift and look disappointed. I think that's a major thing.
So that is that's where the pressure is coming from, is how it would be received.
It will be received. Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of your personal experience, have you ever been in that situation where you've felt like you've chosen a gift and it hasn't been received well?
With my mum all the time. She's not with us anymore, so I can say that. Yeah, I mean, she was very, very straight-laced. She was a very, if you think old school headmistress, that was my mum. So she liked proper tweed perfume at Christmas in the, and all those kind of things. So if you deviated at all from anything that was proper, then that was definitely a disappointment.
Okay.
And she'd go, oh, like the colour. She put it on one side and you just sit there going, oh, okay.
I'm sorry that you experienced that, but I think sometimes we have to let go of the fact of how somebody else is going to receive it, don't we? It's really difficult. It's really difficult, but you kind of have to think, well, it doesn't matter because it's the process of me thinking of that person and choosing something to show that I've thought of them. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. And equally the same when you receive something and you feel like you ought to keep this thing and you really don't like it.
Exactly. Yeah. My mum once bought me bizarrely, she bought me a gnome for the garden. We were in a flat at the time, so we didn't even have a garden. But she bought me this gnome. And I just opened it and my initial reaction was, what the heck have you bought me that for? Was kind of what I wanted to say. But I just burst out laughing because I was just, okay, great, let's think of a name for him. And he just sat on the side for about 3 years. And I said good morning to him every day because I thought, well, at least for her, that was quite a big deal because it wasn't on her list of pre-approved sensible things that you buy someone. It was way out of her comfort zone. But she'd gone for it. So exactly. It's exactly that thing, isn't it? She'd actually made the effort to think of something and she thought of me and how silly I am. And so, I think you've got to view it as, well, why did that person buy that for me? That's great. My first present I ever got from my now husband when we were going out was a pair of size 13 walking boots. I'm a size 9. He's size 13 and we were students and he couldn't afford new walking boots. So he bought me them for my birthday and then went, oh, well, they're not fit. I'll have them then. So I'm quite used to getting ridiculous presents.
Oh, that's a funny story. Oh, I think it's a real minefield, isn't it? The feeling of needing to buy something for somebody. I constantly contradict myself by wanting to have a surprise, but not wanting it to be not something I like. It's just I constantly complain when it comes to near Christmas time that people are asking for lists, but equally I don't want things in the house that are not what I want, and because I'm constantly decluttering. So well, I'm human, aren't I?
Exactly. And I hate the concept of wish lists. I just think, no, just if it costs you £2.50 and I love it, that's great. It could just be a set of post-it notes in a stupid shape, and that would be a brilliant present, and I'd love that more than you spent 200 quid on something. That would be great. But a lot of people find that if they have a wish list, especially if you're autistic, a wish list is just something to cling on to, because then when you're receiving the present, you're not then panicking thinking, if I'm disappointed, they'll know I'm disappointed, and then I'll let them down, and I'll open it and they'll see my face, and my face has got to smile, and I've got to look pleased, and I've got to, so that's the other kind of the opposite side of getting gifts in that situation. So in that case, if you've given someone a wish list and they've got you something off the list, the pressure's off straight away. So that Christmas morning when you're opening your presents, you're not thinking, oh God, is it going to be a gnome? It's that, yes, I know this is going to be something I like. I can be excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does your daughter use a wish list or away from that?
We've moved away from it now. She did a little bit because it gave her some structure. She still does with some family, so grandparents who she doesn't see very often because they live a very long way away, so they don't know her as well. But she's not remotely bothered by her birthday. It's her birthday in 2 weeks, and she would be quite happy if we just woke up and sang happy birthday to her and made her a cake. She's really not bothered about the rest of the gubbins that goes with it. She'd much rather give people presents than have that attention.
Okay. I can understand that, and I think there is pressure to do birthdays in a certain way that everybody because everybody likes to do this, don't they? And that's not the case. We can be individual in how we want to celebrate.
It's like when you're in a restaurant or something and someone brings the cake out and everybody sings, and sometimes you can just see that person just die inside, can't you? Like, oh no.
Yes, definitely not the kind of thing to do to me, I can say. You say that, definitely not.
Like, you've got on record now to say that.
Oh yes, I and how about the process of wrapping the gifts and unwrapping them? How have you approached that?
But we've done a few things over the years. We did no wrap Christmas for a couple of years, where we just gave things in the bag that they came in, which was really easy. It was easier for Lou. It was easy for my husband because he doesn't do any of the wrapping anyway, apart from mine. I love wrapping presents. I absolutely love. I'm completely the other way. Especially at Christmas, I put the Christmas music on. I kick everybody else out of the house, and I spread everything out, and I have all the paper, and I watch how to wrap a football because you're very good at that.
Thank you.
But all those things, I absolutely love that. I love the challenge of wrapping weird shapes and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we had no wrap Christmas for a while. And even now, now it's become kind of a fun thing, and she's a bit older, so it doesn't hit home as much. She doesn't feel like she's being teased about it. But it's a case of, did you wrap that, Lou? Because it's just kind of a ball of paper with some sellotape around it, or some brown tape round. But the other thing we do is, which I think a lot of people do, is gift bags. Really easy because they get, of course, then you can keep them, and if you just tie the tag on the top, it just goes back, so you can reuse all the time, can't you? It's so easy. And we've also used, when she was younger, we used pillowcases a lot. So we got old pillowcases, pretty ones, if you like, Christmassy ones from charity shops, in a pillowcase, ribbon on the top, done.
Lovely. So
that was easy. It was easy to open because all you had to do was undo a ribbon. Didn't take long time with everybody watching you. Dead quick, dead easy, and no rubbish afterwards, and sorted. The other thing I'd say is, just be aware if you have someone in the family who is neurodivergent, have the conversation with them beforehand and say, what's comfortable for you? Do you like opening them in front of everybody? Because some people might like to think, oh, that's lovely, but not want to have everybody watch while you open, because there's that thing, isn't it, especially with family do's, where you all open a present and you all watch everybody open a present, and that can be supremely uncomfortable for some people. So some people might like to just take them and go and open them in their room, or have some on Christmas Day and then some on Boxing Day, or that kind of idea. So have the conversation. As soon as kids are 6, 7, I mean, they're old enough to explain what they'd like to do.
That's really, I think that's a really good point. Just generally, isn't it? Just asking people how they feel about things. And of course, now we all have got our smartphones. You can videoing or taking photos, and sometimes that can make people feel really under pressure.
Definitely.
Something that is actually supposed to be a nice thing. So I really think that that's a good one to take on board. It's just, let's have conversations with you.
We have the prize for the most hideous present. So we have a £5 challenge, and we all have to go to a charity shop and buy the most hideous thing we can find and wrap it as most beautifully as we can. So beautifully could be, lots of bows and trills and everything, or it could just be in foil. I mean, you could take it either end of
Yes.
the
Yeah.
spectrum for that. And then we do now record it. We started probably 3 years ago recording it because it was so funny, and we do a close up of the person's face as they open it, and so you have to do a really, really big reaction of kind of as you open it. That's part of the deal. But
Okay.
we've had some hideous presents through that,
I,
and it's just been so much fun. And then they go back to the charity shop, and it's
yeah, I was
great.
going to ask what happens to all of
Oh
them.
yeah.
What kind of things have you chosen?
The best thing I've had recently was a Mother's Day present from Lou, which was along the same vein, because she's got quite close-knit circle of mates, and they all are in and out here all the time. Bless them. All bought me a Mother's Day present. They all went to a charity shop and did the £5 challenge. And the best one was a pottery tankard, I think is the best way to describe it, which is about 6 foot, no, it's not 6 foot, 6 inches tall, really thick porcelain, and has kind of like ginger leprechauns in relief all around it. It's just one of the most hideous things that I've ever seen. It's really narrow and the pottery's really thick. So I did have a cup of tea in it, and it was really hard to drink out of. But it was just brilliant. It was just because also Lou is ginger. So she was like, that's me on the mug.
Amazing.
So
This
that was
is
great.
so much fun in that. First of all,
Yeah,
you're going to charity shop, you're giving the charity
exactly. Yeah,
something. It's going to go back to the charity shop if you
yeah,
don't want to keep it. It's just a bit of fun and making gifting
yeah,
light-hearted, because
exactly.
it
Yeah,
can feel just really heavy because
yes.
of this pressure. And I love the fact that you've turned it into something that is, again,
It's supposed to be fun, isn't it? That's the whole point of things like that. It's supposed to be fun. And
it is.
it does get to the stage of, we went through a phase of we've got relatives who every year said, can we have your wish list? Beginning of December the 1st, you get a message. Can you send your wish list through? And I think, oh God, no, I don't want to send a wish list. Just the thought of the whole flipping wish list was too much. So this is back to, yeah, we all have a laugh, we all have fun. And
Mm.
I don't really need anything. That's the other side of it, isn't it? I mean, there are some things, yes, that are lovely to have, and I get some really lovely presents. I got these earrings, which are tiny little journals in earrings that somebody at the craft fair made, that
Wow.
Lou spotted and thought those are perfect for mum. I mean, they're absolutely lovely, and I wear them a lot. So gifts can be lovely and can really touch you, but also just, yeah, keep the fun. Keep the
Mhm.
fun. That's, yeah.
Yes, definitely. I totally agree. I love the idea of doing a £5 challenge, and I might borrow that idea.
Yeah, do it. It's
I
great.
just have to get everybody else on board so that I'm not the only one giving out the hideous presents. But I absolutely love the idea of it.
That could be quite funny in itself.
Yes.
I've bought
Well,
you all
yes.
these this year.
Well, it's been absolutely fantastic to talk to you. Before we end, I just wanted to talk to you more about why or how you consider the planet when you're doing your shopping, and how you wrap things. You sort of touched on it a few times, but it's maybe come from as a result of doing things differently. You've chosen to do things which actually are also eco-friendly. But have you?
Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit of both, isn't it? I think, I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, you always had the huge rolls of Christmas wrapping paper, and it was always that kind of quite shiny wrapping paper. And then all I remember is at the end of the present giving bit, which was lovely, was my dad going around with a massive bin bag and putting all the wrapping paper in. And even as a child, I was kind of like, and my mum in a corner trying to smooth it out to see if we could, was it savable? Could we
Yes.
use it again, kind of thing. So I think the neurodivergent side lends itself really well. But as with all things that are good for neurospicy people, they're good for everybody. They're just good for your brain. And they're just sensible things to do. So the fact that you are reusing bags, the fact that you are maybe not even wrapping things, you're just using the wrappings that they came in. If you're buying something from a small business, especially, like I say, I still sell it at craft markets and things. And most of the time you buy something and people will put it in some tissue paper, or they'll have a lovely little coloured bag, or a nice little paper bag that it comes in with a sticker on the side. Or why does it need to be more than that? Because it's already ready to be gifted. It's already done for you, and you don't need to go into massive overdrive to put, ribbons and bells and glitter and all sorts of things on it. If you want to, and that's your thing, I suppose, fine. Yeah. I think that's also something that when I sell items, because I crochet, I do make a point to people of saying, you can just give it as is. Do you want me to wrap it so it's ready to give?
Yeah.
And literally it's just in some tissue paper and in a nice little bag. I mean, you're not reinventing the wheel, are you? So
no. So I think you're right. We can learn a lot from just keeping things simple. The simplicity is often where those kind of greener habits lay.
Definitely.
And obviously, like you say, you're maybe choosing to do them for potentially for different reasons, but actually the impact is the same. Yeah, you don't necessarily need to badge yourself with this. I'm an eco warrior to be doing things that are good for the planet in the way that you choose gifts.
Also, quite often they're just prettier as well. I mean, you can get the brown paper tapes now with they are just beautiful. They're so much nicer than sellotape anyway. So, from an aesthetic point of view, why would you want to use sellotape that's just really shiny when you could have this lovely pattern on the side or a comment on that? From that point of view, it's easy. It's not that I think it used to be a little bit, oh, look, they're being very eco. Oh, it's just in a brown, but it's in a brown paper. Oh, yes, that's lovely. And it was kind of looked down on a little bit by some people, I think, because it was like you hadn't tried, done it properly. Whereas now, even that's not true, because the eco options are so pretty and so lovely, and so it's easy to do, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It can be an easy option. The option, definitely you can be going to more effort in some ways, but not that you have to be. The examples you've given, you can keep it really simple and be being greener. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us.
That's a pleasure. It's been lovely to talk to you.
It's been really, really good. So many suggestions and ideas for doing things in a way that's going to make people feel more comfortable and enjoy the process of receiving gifts, which is what it's all about, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So where can people come and find you if they want to find out more about what you do at the Neurospicy?
Well, my main website's probably easiest is neurospicyhub.com, which then you can take whichever door you like to go off and find the different things that I do. Or I'm on LinkedIn. I'm always happy to connect on there, just as Gill Sealey, or on Facebook.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, I'm around.
Thank you. I will pop all of those links in the show notes so people can come and find you. But thank you so much for giving us a different perspective on gift giving.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to the Greener Gifting Gang podcast. For free resources, head to giftwrapbyeve.com/freebies and follow Eve on socials at giftwrapbyeve on Instagram and Facebook.